Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi, and we have a great show today filled with lots of top horse racing. And today's a big day in horse racing itself. The Wood Memorial is at Aqueduct, and one of our Parx horses, PA-bred Red Zone Runner, is going to try to back up his great performance he had in his last race to take on the Wood.
Yeah, that was the city of brotherly love here, and he could not have been any more impressive. Obviously, this is a gigantic step up in class, and the attempt is to get enough points to qualify for that race they run in Louisville every year on the first Saturday in May. We'll see how he does, but here's the city of brotherly love stretch run. Look at this horse. He just blows the field over.
Red Zone Runner. He has led throughout, and he hits the top of the stretch with a commanding lead. He has opened up on the field. Red Zone Runner, star sweeper, running on gamely. He is chasing but not catching Red Zone Runner. He is impressive today with a 16th left, and Red Zone Runner, handridden with his ears pricked in the City of Brotherly Love Stakes. Red Zone Runner gets the win.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly did everything right. And Michael Sanchez has been aboard this horse since he was transferred into the barn of Hugo Padilla, who's, just helping developing this horse very nicely.
Yeah, we mentioned this a couple weeks ago. It was just 2 years ago. Hugo took Lonesome Boy up there, the Washington bred, at 80-1, finished fourth in the Wood. I think this horse might be a little more talented than Lonesome Boy, yes, but this is not an easy race, and nor is it supposed to be. And you got to beat a Chad Brown favorite, among others.
Yeah, and I know Manny Franco really likes Iron Honor today. Well, we caught up with the connections of Red Zone Runner back at the barn, Michael Sanchez and trainer Hugo Padilla.
He's doing amazing. He's doing really good. He's preparing very nicely. You see the horse mentally, physically maturing very much, growing. I cannot ask for anything better than what he's doing right now.
What makes you think that he can compete at this level?
The performance he gave me last time, the way he did it, the fractions he ran, the way he come back, I think he's more in the tank. I think he's more into him, yeah.
What's the horse like?
Awesome. He's very, very nice to deal with. He's very, very easy to deal with, very easy to train, great mentality. I mean, he's a colt. You don't even know he's a colt.
How do you expect the race to be run on Saturday? You guys breaking out of the 10 post?
I like the post. I like the position that we have. I mean, hopefully we get a good break. Michael knows the horse really well. We expect to be, hopefully with the pace. We don't necessarily need to be in the front, but I mean, it's going to be on the pace. If it goes nice and easy and slow and they let us go in the front, I mean, we'll take it. But if we don't, we can stock the pace and go from there. We're just hoping for a good trip.
What would it mean to you to have a horse run in the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, it's my dream. I think it's everybody who's training horses is everybody's dream. That's what we do. That's what we live for. And going to the Kentucky Derby is like a dream come true.
Awesome. Really excited. We work hard, year through year to be in this position, and we're gonna look for the best of it.
What's Red Zone Runner like to ride?
He's pretty forward. That kind of helps me a lot. I did want it to be like around 7 posts to the 10. I got the 10. I'm pretty happy with that. He kind of helps me a lot because he can be anywhere. He's good at the gate. He's pretty handily. So I think with that post, that helps me a lot. So I'm really looking forward to it.
How do you think the race will unfold? Where do you think you'll be positioned early?
I would like to be in the first couple horses. I'll say between the first 3 horses. He has the speed to go to the lead, but I know he's pretty capable of sitting off too. So I think that's why I wanted to be a little bit not completely on the rail, which it kind of give you, not a lot of options. So I think being outside in the 10. We play by the break. We know he can go to the lead. We know he got speed. He got, his feet. He's ready to go. And if somebody wants to go really fast, we got a nice post. We can always sit off a little bit and make a run when we're ready to.
What would it mean to be in the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, it means the world. The world. Not just to me and Hugo and to Pennsylvania Parks. To our families. This is a dream come true. We work every year, and I've been pretty close. Super excited. So. Let's hope for the best and make it happen.
All right, well, we're all going to be rooting on Red Zone Runner in the Wood, but more on the Triple Crown. We're going to get to the Arkansas Derby and Florida Derby later in the show. But now it's time for some local racing as we go to Parx Picks. It was Monday's 8th race. $10,000 claiming price here. They're going to go 1 mile. Some really cool horses in here, but let's talk about the favorite, Bold Endeavor, a 10-year-old for Jamie Ness.
Yeah, why would neither of us want to pick a 10-year-old for Jamie Ness and Yetsit Hazelwood, who's only started running 58 times with 12 wins in 12 seconds. You didn't pick him.
I didn't pick this 10-year-old. I did pick another 10-year-old that Jamie Ness trains.
There you go.
It's Game Time, who was going for his 23rd win in his 100th start. A cool dude, and we'll see how he stacks up. At second choice, Preach It Warrior, Richie Vega.
Yeah, Richie Vega, my man, one of the best people out here at the racetrack.
All right, it's Parks Picks. Let's see how DJ and I stacked up this week.
Preach It Warrior, he leads the way. Bold Endeavor on the inside, moving a little bit closer. He's half a length back. Then it's Check My Six. He's in third. Tricolor, he's making his move now. He's in fourth, and it's Game Time going with him along with Amadeus Music. Those three moving to confront the top trio. Back to Fluff the Pillow. He has dropped back last, 47-3 for the half. Now they head into the far turn. Bold Endeavor on the outside. Preach It Warrior. Nothing separates the top two. Check My Six. He's in third. It's Game Time and Tricolor fourth and fifth. Amadeus Music beginning to spin his wheels a bit. He's in sixth, and Fluff the Pillow at the back. Bold Endeavor now has the lead from a stubborn Preach It Warrior. They go around the far turn, and Bold Endeavor, he's trying to kick clear. Tricolor continuing to advance on the inside. It's Game Time, found his stride on the outside. He's rallying late, but it is Bold Endeavor. He is being implored for more, and he has more in the tank. He is opening up. There's the 16th left on the outside. It's Game Time. Tricolor closing the inside, but they're not getting Bold Endeavor today.
And the favorite handles business with a win. Yedzit Hazelwood, such a talented young rider, teams again up with Jamie Ness. And my 10-year-old, it's Game Time, ran a really great third. So Jamie said, I never did that before. I almost ran 1-2 with two 10-year-olds, but they're both in great form. And, Jamie does a really good job keeping these older horses interested and happy and enjoying their job.
Look, there's nobody better at doing that, and Amadeus Music for Ron Abrams, my choice. Not today.
Well, we're going to have
Only
more...
7, that was the problem. Needed to get older. Give him 3 more years, it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, we'll try again next week in Parks Picks. Well, we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we have more on the Triple Crown Trail and, of course, more local racing from Parks.
They are going quick out there, and Bailout Billy leads the charge.
Some call you the Sultan of Slots. Others, the Baron of Baccarat. The rest, just Meemaw.
I'm tapped in, I'm tapped in.
But no matter who you are, you know there's always another way to win on the Parx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Take those pearls, Meemaw.
We've got your new Ford right here at Chapman Ford of Horsham. Looking for a new Bronco Sport? We've got them. Maybe a new Escape? Got plenty. Want a new Explorer? We have them too. Maybe you have your eye on a new F-150. Huge selection for you. If it's a new Bronco you've wanted, you are in luck. How about an EV? The Mach-E and F-150 Lightning are both in stock. And with great lease terms and low APR financing available, we can help you get the new Ford you want. Chapman Ford of Horsham.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Let's Go Racing. We have more local racing to get to. It was a great week here at Parks, and we're going to take a look at Tuesday's 9th race, Fillies and Mares allowance race, $50,000. And we talk about the favorite, Cocktail Humor, was once with Jamie Ness, now with Phil Aristone.
Second off the claim for Phil, and this is a horse that knows how to win. 18 starts, 4 wins, and Phil, member of our Hall of Fame.
And Bailout Billy, she's opened up over Cocktail Humor on the outside, ready for trouble. Persian the Gray right in between in fourth. Then it's back to Central to Success. And at the back, Caitlin the Great, 21-4 with a half mile to go. They are going quick out there. And Bailout Billy leads the charge. She is loose on the lead. Cocktail Humor, she's in second, trying to close that gap and chase her down. Ready for trouble to the outside, to her inside. Persian, Central to Success, still fifth. Caitlin the Great. At the back, the order remains largely unchanged, and Bailout Billy, she is bold on the lead as they head around the far turn, a quarter mile to go, 45 flat. Bailout Billy has led from the jump. She goes wide on the turn. Bailout Billy, Cocktail Humor continuing to run on, Central to Success. She has found her stride. She's in third. Bailout Billy, her lead has shortened, but she is fighting on gamely. Bailout Billy trying to repel Cocktail Humor, swings to her outside. There's a 16th left. Cocktail Humor keeps on coming to the inside, Central to Success. Cocktail Humor, Bailout Billy. Cocktail Humor gets her at the line.
All right, Cocktail Humor does get up with the win, and of course we see Bailout Billy was on the lead, faded back there, and a lot of controversy in this race. What kind of unfolded?
Yeah, for sure. So Bailout Billy, loose on the lead, and if you looked at all of his races and put it into some context, you can maybe get a sense of what Alicio Ruiz was not doing at the end of the race, because all of these horses since, I don't know, mid-July or so, they've just let them run, or let her run, and she just kind of cruises around, and if she gets there, she gets there. The issue here was that most people didn't know that, right? And the fact that at the end, and I think that was the biggest controversy, maybe those last 50 yards when a horse is coming, Alicio maybe needs to ask the filly a little bit. I do understand why people were upset. I get it, but that's the way the horse has been running for quite a while now. And if you go back, way back, you can see the last time they really urged and asked and used a whip, it was no good. The horse just didn't like it. So that's why they're doing that. But certainly the last 50 yards, you could ask a question, why wasn't he? And maybe he just didn't see anybody coming. I don't know the answer to that. I know Troy Matty, his agent, put out a statement, as did Alicio himself. That was the controversial part of it, and I do get it, and I understand why people weren't happy.
Yeah, lots to talk about with that race, and ultimately, we'll see what the stewards do decide, and maybe bail out Billy in the future, doesn't race with a crop.
Yeah, that might be a better way to do it. Just announce, and I've seen this happen. He was carrying a whip. He obviously wasn't going to use it, but just announce it beforehand, put it in program, no whip, so that the players have a little better idea what's going on. But yeah, I get why people were upset. I do understand it, but try to put it into some context that is how this horse has been ridden all along.
And it's great for the community, and of course everyone at Parx. We know Alicio, we know what a stand-up kid he is, and that's a lot of pressure. Everyone's coming down on him, and he was just doing what was asked of him and what he thought was the best thing to do for the horse.
There might have been
riding.
some miscommunication potentially between the trainer and the jockey about what should have happened in that kind of a situation. That's my guess as to why there was no push right at the end.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens moving forward, and we're going to go to Tuesday's 10th race. This is a $75,000 optional claiming race. Big purse too, $50,000 for 3-year-old fillies. Now the Divines are the co-favorites, Divine Intentions and Divine Seeker.
Yeah, you can never have enough Divines and they're both 9 to 5, but Divine Intentions is actually the money favorite here.
And it is Divine Intentions, Divine Seeker, right to her outside, just half a length back to the inside. Want to go home, Lotta Alpha, and right in between Presence is a Present, Shamborson, and An Ocean of Love. She's the early trailer, 23-1. They have about a half mile to travel, and Divine Intentions, she leads the way. Divine Seeker, just a length back in second. Want to go home, inching up the rail. She's in third. Presence is a Present. She's fourth. Lotta Alpha fifth. Then Shamborson and In An Ocean of Love. Those two are at the back. And Divine Intentions let out a notch under Frankie Pennington, 46 and flat for the half as they head around the far turn. Divine Intentions, Divine Seeker, Presence is a Present, in pretty tight, looking for some room to her inside. Want to go home, top of the stretch. Divine Intentions trying to take them all the way. Presence is a Present, full of run, but has nowhere to go. To the inside, Want to go home on the outside. Divine Seeker, Presence is a Present, has found a seam. Divine Intentions trying to fend her off on the outside. Divine Seeker, Presence is a Present, charging late. Divine Intentions fights on. These two nice fillies down to the line. Presence is a Present is the real deal.
All right, nice win. Presence is a Present gets up the 3-year-old filly in the barn of Carlos Guerrero. Dana Grimaldi, the owner, and she was awesome, and she looks so imposing in the paddock. She's big, she has everything going for her, and Yedstedt was just waiting for room, and when he got it, she exploded.
Yeah, and Uptown Charlie Brown, and I'll leave it to Jessica and the announcers I'll say the 6 horse. Good luck pronouncing this horse's name.
Present is a Present. It's
well
a good
done.
one. All right, let's get to Wednesday's 9th race. Fillies and Mares going 2 turns, a mile and 70 yards, $52,000 on the line. And your favorite is shipping it for Lynn Ashby, a trainer I have so much respect for. You're the One.
Yeah, kind of like any horse named You're the One.
And the homebred Mary Q, second choice for Mike Moore.
Our man Michael Moore having another good run here in 2026.
They continue on chasing, Always Laughing. She has a 1-length advantage over Maximus Angelicus. She chases in second as the opening quarter, 23-1. Always Laughing leads the charge. To the outside of her, Maximus Angelicus. Del Rey, she's about 2 back. She's in third. In the yellow blinkers, You're the One fourth. To the outside of her, Dancing on My Own, Mary Q beginning to get in gear. Then to her inside, Lovely Charm. A long way back, Dadu. She can see them all. Always Laughing holds that lead as they continue on down the backstretch. There's a half mile to go. And Always Laughing has plenty of pressure. To the outside, Maximus Angelicus, Del Rey, right in between horses, You're the One. Then it's Mary Q, Dancing on My Own. To the inside, Lovely Charm, they're bunched up. And a long way back, Dadu by herself, 47 flat for the half. And Always Laughing, running a brave race. Del Rey now puts her neck in front. Mary Q, she's gotten the cue. She's looming on the outside. Del Rey has the lead, but she has some challengers coming. Mary Q all out, being asked to reel in Del Rey, who has the lead at the top of the stretch. Del Rey is now confronted by Mary Q. Those two are on even terms. Mary Q puts her nose in front. Del Del Rey counters. Lovely Charm is in the clear and making up some ground as well. And Mary Q is kicking clear from Del Rey. Mary Q, Lovely Charm gaining late. There's a 16th left. Mary Q running a monster race today.
And Mary Q gets the win. And Cyrus Social Inclusion had 2 wins on the day Wednesday at Parx, but a homebred for Mike Moore. He's also the owner of Hardesty Stables. And I talked to him after the race and I was like, how does it feel to win with a homebred? And he said, look, she hasn't won a lot, but she's been good to him, and she's a homebred and she's beautiful, and I love all the Marys because my mother is Mary.
There you go. And I love all these horses that come from way back and roll by the entire field. Last to first, Mary Q.
Yeah, nice ride by Andy Hernandez. Well, let's get on the national scene. We're going on the Kentucky Derby Trail to the Grade 1 Florida Derby. $1 million on the line for 3-year-olds trying to get in the Kentucky Derby, going a mile and an eighth, and the favorite is Nearly.
I was a little surprised that Nearly was made the favorite because I thought the Fountain of Youth won too. I thought either Commandment or Chief Wallaby would be the favorite, but I think the public's theory was that Nearly was going to get first run on the 2 closers. Not a bad theory for Todd, who's been known to win the Florida Derby a few times, but man, what a great race. I thought beforehand you're going to see the Kentucky Derby winner out of this race. I wasn't discouraged by it at all after the race, but as we're going to see, there's another horse that ran really well on Saturday. Here's the Florida Derby.
The field separated by 4 lengths as they passed the opening quarter. That opening quarter was quite reasonable, just 24 seconds flat. Wayne's Law the leader. John Velasquez has Nearly right where he wants him, on the hip of the leader while in the clear second. Junior Alvarado is tucked in third with Chief Wallaby from Timeless Victory, who's now fourth. Castellano guides the Puma to the clear. He's up on the outside second last. And at the back of the field is a patient Flavian Pratt on Commandment, last of the 6 with less than 5 furlongs to race. The opening half mile was 48-4. As they make their way to the final half mile of the 75th Florida Derby, it's Nearly turning up the pressure on Wayne's Law. Timeless Victory is third. Locked in the box is Chief Wallaby. On the far outside, it's the Puma. He's poised to pounce. A gap of 2 more to Commandment, who's at the back of the field as the pace quickens and they swing around the far turn. Castellano moving on the Puma. He gets within a half a length of Nearly, who tries to quicken away. Dropping back to third is Wayne's Law. Swung to the center. Commandment working to the clear. Chief Wallaby. Less than a quarter of a mile to go, and the Puma has made the lead. The Puma sticks a neck in front of Nearly as they straighten away in the stretch drive. Chief Wallaby trying to angle off their flank down the center. Commandment. The 4 big shots with 1/8 of a mile more to decide it. The Puma has the lead. Running at him from the outside is Commandment. In between horses, Chief Wallaby. A thrilling finish to the Florida Derby. Here comes Commandment. The Puma tries to turn him back. It's a win photo.
All right, Commandment gets for the win there. Flavian Pratt on the outside. It looked like the Puma had it, but how about the trip that Chief Wallaby had? You got to think he's going to take a big step moving forward.
Yeah, look, any of these 3 are obviously dangerous in Kentucky. Commandment, I mean, this is now 4 in a row. Brad Cox, Flavian Pratt, but no Flavian Pratt for the Derby. He's almost certainly going to ride a Chad Brown horse. I mean, I'm sure he'd like to hold off as long as possible. Irad used to ride this horse. We're going to see him in a second. He's committed to another horse. Chief Wallaby, you're right, ran great. Boy, I thought the Puma won the race. And, of course, this is the same connection that gave us Mage a couple of years ago. So, 100 buyer, 3 very, very serious horses for the Derby right here out of the Florida Derby, no doubt.
Well, let's get to the next one. We go out to Arkansas, Oaklawn Park, the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby. $1.5 million for 3-year-olds going a mile and an eighth. And the favorite is Renegade for trainer Todd Pletcher.
Yeah, another Into Mischief. And this horse cost almost $1 million at the sales. Mike Rapoli, and the breeders are still involved. Where was Mike on Friday night? He was at Washington, D.C. watching St. John's play Duke. And somebody said, well, how are you going to get to Arkansas? He says, I'll find a way. He found a way to get to Arkansas. Even money favorite, Renegade.
Well, this horse, the second choice, has been so consistent for Mark Hasse. Silent Tactic.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Silent Tactic at all, other than he's not particularly fast. And at some point, you got to put up a number.
Well, we love it out at Oaklawn Park this time of year. Here it is, the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby.
Renegade is shuffled to the back. He will have to pass them all as 7 lengths to make up in about a half mile. Down the back stretch, Redland Rebels went the opening quarter in 23-1, the half in 47-4. It's a moderate pace set by the Florida shipper. Redland Rebels, a length and a half in front. Bricklin in the second position going into the turn. Taptastic third. Blackout time showing a little more rain as he goes into that turn. Silent Tactic being asked for a little more there. He goes into fifth, and he's making a move on the outside, and Renegade is following him. Renegade He's 6 now. He's 5 off the lead with Irad coming to the top of the stretch. Brickland's got a short lead now. Redland Rebels ahead behind. Silent Tactics moving up deep as they come off the turn. Taptastic right behind him, and Renegade is unlaunched on the far outside. Let's see what he's got for the final 3/16. Silent Tactic in front. Renegade way out in the center of the track, but he's coming with a burst. And here comes Renegade sweeping to the lead, and Renegade is drawing away in the Arkansas Derby.
All right, how impressive was Renegade? Everybody was talking about him. He rolled home with that win, and looks like Irad's got a nice mount for the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, for sure. Look, he's had a tough choice, but he's going to go with his man Todd, obviously. This is a son of Into Mischief trying for his 4th Derby winner of the 2020s already. I mean, is that serious? Are you serious? Is that real? This was a dominating performance. 98 buyer figure. Looked like there was more there. 6th Arkansas Derby winner for Todd. Irad has yet to win the Kentucky Derby. I would say this is the best chance he's ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's go out to the Dubai World Cup night in Meydan, and this is the UAE Derby. It's a Group 2 race for 3-year-olds going the mile and 3/16 Kentucky Derby points on the line, and Japan has been so dominant out there, and they have Wonder Dean this year.
Yeah, Wonder Dean for Japan. Forever Young, of course, won this race 2 years ago, and it has been totally dominated by Japanese horses in recent years. And also keep an eye on 6 Speed. He is all speed. Here's the UAE Derby.
6 Speed has got one contender at the moment, and it's Wonder Dean, who is breathing down his neck here as they wheel the bend in the UAE Derby. It's 6 Speed by 2 lengths to Wonder Dean in 2nd, Pyromancer 3rd, 4th Brotherly Love making good ground here. The race has been run to suit. It's up in front, 6 Speed from Wonder Dean. 6 Speed into unknown territory from a distance range. Wonder Dean looms up on the outside for Demuro, comes past a length. Wonder Dean from 6 Speed, who's not done with yet, fighting ever so hard, but Wonder Dean coming away, and it's Japan again in the UAE Derby.
All right, Wonder Dean catches 6 Speed, who set the pace the whole race, and this is the 5th consecutive victory that a Japanese trained horse has won the UAE Derby.
Yeah, Wonder Dean is already at Churchill Downs, so they are going, and I think maybe 7th or 8th choice at the moment. Who knows? And look, the Japanese are going to win this race. This is a good horse. 6 Speed will be in it, and also the Japan Road has got a horse named Damon Bourbon. He's 3 for 3, a son of Maxfield. He's a Japanese bred, so it'll be a very interesting. Or the Japanese bred is Wonder Dean, but it's going to be very interesting. One of these horses coming from Japan or a Japanese bred is going to win the Derby. Will it be 2026?
Yeah, Wonder Dean got 100 points there. We'll see him in Kentucky. All right, moving on to the big race of the night at Meydan, the $12 million Dubai World Cup, a 1.25 miles, and a great field, of course, Forever Young, the world's richest horse there, but Magnitude, he was in the Pennsylvania Derby. How does he stack up?
Yeah, speaking of Forever Young, won the Saudi Cup for the 2nd year in a row, finished 3rd in this race last year, as you said, Danny, the only horse winning like $30 million. It's insane. One of the great dirt horses of modern times. Magnitude, who is 2nd in our PA Derby, he's run 2 races this year, both pretty solid. He's got speed, he's got the rail, but he's got a very formidable foe in Forever Young. Here is the Dubai World Cup.
Magnitude looking to make all here in the Dubai World Cup. 1.5 lengths to Forever Young, who's being worked upon here by Ryuze Sake. Tumbarumba stays intact. Meydan works up the inner. Then came Hit Show from Imperial Emperor. Leading the way, Magnitude into the straight. Magnitude's got 1.5 lengths on Forever Young. Meydan still makes chase. Magnitude kicking away. Magnitude 3 lengths to Forever Young, who's running out of time. Magnitude to Forever Young. Magnitude 2.5 to Forever Young. Imperial Emperor. Meydan running on. Magnitude needs the post. Here comes Forever Young, but it is USA in Dubai World Cup number 30.
All right, and a very emotional jockey, Jose Ortiz, after getting the win on Magnitude. Forever Young just simply couldn't catch him. Huge win for trainer Steve Asmussen, and they said Magnitude reminded them of Curlin this week. And big win. What does it say for the Grade 1 PA Derby?
It's huge for the Pennsylvania Derby, Danny. For the people that don't know, and I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com, grades are determined by how the horses that run in your race have done prior to the race, and maybe even more importantly, after the race. And when you get a Dubai World Cup winner that runs 2nd in your race last year, that's helps your grade one maybe for like a decade.
Yeah.
It's just huge. Not that the PA Derby needed that much help, because obviously some great horses have run in here. But interestingly, this is very similar to Gunrunner, who ran second in the race back in 2016, ran that incredible race in the Dubai World Cup, but was beaten by Arrogate, then never lost again and went on to be Horse of the Year. We'll see if Magnitude can emulate Gunrunner for the same trainer this year.
Yeah, huge win, and congratulations to Winchell Thoroughbreds, Ron Winchell, and congratulations to them. Well, we're going to get to another break. When we come back, we have more from Maidan Dubai World Cup coming up next.
My team at BetParx Online Sportsbook and Casino has a great offer for new users. Download the BetParx app, open a new account, and get up to $50 back on your first sports bet if it doesn't win. Plus, you'll get a BetParx bonus box with 50 BetParx coins and 50 bonus spins on the BetParx Collectum online slot game. For details, visit betparx.com.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parx Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parx is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. Well, we had a lot of fun here at Parx this week with some great performances. Let's see who got this week's Jockey of the Week. Congratulations, Dexter Haddock, our Jockey of the Week. He rattled off 4 wins here at Parx with some thrilling performances, making him our Jockey of the Week, sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. We love celebrating our trainers here at Parx Racing. We have some really good ones. Let's see who got this week's Trainer of the Week. Congratulations, Esteban Padilla. We've heard about some of the other Padilla brothers, but don't forget Esteban, who had a great week himself with some wins here at Parx Racing, sponsored by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. We have another Turning for Home family photo to share with you. Check out St. Marco, 8-year-old PA bred, retired after 76 times hitting the track, living his next chapter with his new girl Jennifer up in Massachusetts. They adore him, and great job by Kristen Nesbitt, one of our partner farms, finding him this great home. Well, let's get to Best of the Rest, and we go to the Godolphin Mile out on Dubai World Cup. Check out Banishing for David Jacobson.
Yeah, this is a brilliant effort from Banishing. He was chasing the whole way. He ran unsuccessfully in the Saudi Cup and the Pegasus, but this is more his distance, and he gets up in time to win the Godolphin Mile for David Jacobson.
Nice payday, $80,000 purchase out of the digital sale, and he was actually leased that night by one of the sheiks, so they could get in on the win. Pretty cool.
They love to hand money from one pocket to another. I love the sheiks.
Now it's time for the Golden Shaheen Sprint. Of course, we're all rooting for Breeders' Cup winner Ben Tornado.
Also the Gallant Bob winner from a couple of years ago, but Dark Saffron, who won this race last year, is out there loose on the lead. Ben Tornado is trying. He's tried. He just can't get there. Dark Saffron wins the Shaheen again.
You know what I love about Dark Saffron? He's by Flame Away. The Great Burner counts by Flame Away. Love those Flame Aways. Great effort off the layoff for Ben Tornado. All right, let's go to the Shima Classic with some of the top turf horses in the world.
Yeah, I told everybody last week, check this race out. This is the top turf horse in the race in the world, Calandigan, and he's just kind of biding his time, and man, once he switches out, look out. You ready for this? This is 5 consecutive Group 1 races. Japan Cup, 2 times at Ascot, at St. Cloud in France, and now in Dubai, Calandigan. Love to see him here. He'll go next to Royal Ascot. This is the Godolphin Blue. Of course, they had to win one of these races for my man John Gostin and his son Thady, and maybe we can get John to come to Keeneland on October 31st.
Yeah, and of course, Princess Sahara overlooking, and she said what a thrill he gave them, but she could have dealt with some of that drama because he made it quite interesting at the end. Well, let's go on to the Kentucky Oaks Trail, shall we? Go to Gulfstream Park. This is the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Oaks for 3-year-old fillies going a mile and 16th, and my Miss Mo took the lead here.
It did take the lead, had it for quite a long time, but here comes Prom Queen, the 5. Brad Cox had himself a day on Florida Derby Day, and she's going to roll right on by. Daughter of Quality Road wins by almost 3. We'll see her on the first Friday in May.
With the cute name Prom Queen. Who doesn't love a prom queen? Well, let's go back out to Arkansas to the Grade 2 Fantasy Stakes at Oaklawn Park. $1 million for these 3-year-old fillies. And Empath took the lead here, but you see Counting Stars tracking her.
This is a blowout for West Point and our guy Terry Finley. Again, Mark Cassey just dominating this race. Counting Stars, Daughter of Honor AP, wins by more than 5 lengths, 92 by her. Certainly a Kentucky Oaks contender.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing the fillies take their path to Louisville. All right, time for this week's PTHA Trophy race, and this was a really thrilling one. It was Tuesday's 4th race. Horses going a mile and 16th, claiming horses, and it looks like Colville's going to get the win, but here comes the gray, Riley's Rockstar.
If you're betting Riley's Rockstar at even money, you are absolutely holding your breath here for Top Notch and Cheeto, and he's going to get up on the last stride by a head. Ooh, I don't like betting those kind of even
It was
money.
a good
I like
one.
winning by 5.
And I love talking with top jockey George Vargas, who's always a great interview. He was confident. He knew he had the win. Here's me talking to George.
With winning jockey George Vargas, who just had to ride the hair off Riley's Rockstar, and you got up there in the perfect timing. Did you think you won?
Yeah, I mean, last jump, I kind of got to him. The next jump, you know, I saw myself in front. But I did have to ride him pretty much, you know, kind of the whole way. He's a grinder. I know him. I won first time out on him, so I know you got to keep after him, but he'll come, and that's what he did.
Always fun to get the jockey's perspective after they win. Well, it's time for our final break. When we come back, we have Parks Picks, and we're going to tell you about Ion Racing. You don't want to miss this week's Ion Racing.
This is Parks.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Ion Racing. We have a huge day of racing here. It's Saturday. Lots of Triple Crown races. Let's get started with that first.
Yeah, this is the final big prep day, the Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland. Now, Paladin would have been the big favorite. He's out with a right front ankle problem off the Triple Crown Trail for Chad. Rebel winner, Class President for Todd Pletcher. Battaglia winner, Great White. Reagan's Honor for West Point, Cherie DeVoe. This is a dangerous horse further reduced second in the Tampa Bay Derby to the Puma. Santa Anita Derby, Baffert is trying. He's been trying. Everything has been not doing much. Look out for Cherokee Nation today. 0 for 5. Didn't look like much of anything. And then absolutely blew up in a maiden race. Won by 10. Got 100 by her. This is the son of Not This Time. I looked at his last work. It was really impressive. Look out. He'll go right to the front. Potente, San Felipe winner also for Baffert. The Wood Memorial, we've talked about it. Iron Honor is going to be your favorite. He's going to move into at least the 12 post. The other Chad is going to scratch and run down in Kentucky. Butane for Baffert. Napoleon Solo won the Champagne on this track as the 1. He'll go to the front. Courting, the $5 million horse, the son of Curlin and Cavorting, 4th in the Remsen, 5th in the Risen, 6th in the Risen Star. Our man Kendrick will ride.
I heard him talking about him this week. He said, let's do it again. We'll win another Wood.
The horse, the breeding is there. He just hasn't done it on the track yet. Red Zone Runner, we know all about him. Can't wait to see him run. Also up there today, the Distaff. Looks like that Hold Your Breath for John Service is going to run in that. Boutwell Time is entered. Take the Money Honey is entered, but they're both going to run at Laurel today. Point Doom is in the Carter. All he has to do is beat Bookham Dano. Good luck in his season debut at the Frank Whiteley down at Laurel. Blue Kingdom. 3 consecutive seconds in stakes for Jamie Ness. Priminetta at Laurel. Alani. Native Dancer at Laurel. Warp 9 for Harry Weiner. Uncle Heavy.
Yeah. Uncle Heavy's not running.
He's not going to run.
No.
All right, and Wild Vine for Jamie Ness is down there.
Gorgeous
And we need to
as she
announce, by the way, that
dominates
Seafield
and
Three,
outclasses
great
them
Jackson
in the
Phillips
American
first,
Oaks.
Eclipse winner last year for Fillies and Mares has been retired. They just couldn't get her back to run again this year as a 5-year-old.
But her best friend, the goat Mickey, has a new best friend in Cherie DeVoe's barn.
Enough said.
Yeah, and Keeneland opens back up. That's exciting.
It's a wild day of racing all around the country for sure.
Well, let's get to another week of Parks Picks where DJ and I go at it. We try to make you some money. We look at Monday's 9th race. This is going to go a mile. Look, we both like the winner here. We think the eventual winner, but you selected him, Prince Colton.
I selected Prince Colton first because I knew you were going to do it. John Kirby, this horse has been in front loose 7 straight times. It's going to get loose again. Lone F, as we say.
Yep.
Going, gone. Prince Colton loose on the lead and gone.
Well, there's a couple of horses that maybe could get an aggressive ride, and maybe they will, but Love Me Not will be my choice. Michael Sanchez and Jamie Ness, they will never disappoint me. Maybe they'll get the win here.
Michael Sanchez and Jamie Ness. Have they been here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they're the team.
Okay.
All right, well, check out our Gate to Wire episode this week. Me and Bruce had a lot of fun talking with Hugo Padilla. And we talk about Red Zone Runner. We talk about what his day will look like on Saturday going up to the Wood Memorial and just all that kind of stuff that you don't get to talk about behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's going to be very exciting to see if a Parx-based horse can get to Louisville on that first Saturday in May.
Yeah, and our Parx family and PTHA family has to send condolences to the family of Bill Hedis. He was a longtime trainer here. He did pass away, and our thoughts are with him and his wife, Nicole, and we're all thinking of you.
No question.
Well, what a great show it was. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Let's Go Racing.
Off and racing in the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby in a flawless beginning, and seize the ray. He's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Torpedo Anna, a 16th left to go. Torpedo Anna, the Grizzly has the heart of a lion. Torpedo Anna gets the win, a narrow victory in the cotillion.